BBC Radio 2 Traffic News.
We have an urgent message for motorists travelling east along the M6 just north of Coventry. The eastbound side of the M6 is closed at junction 2, that's the M69 interchange, and all traffic diverted onto the M69. This is due to an overturned petrol tanker between junctions 2 and 1. That's the M6 eastbound side closed at junction 2 near Coventry, and all traffic diverted onto the M69. Please take care in that time. Now, just a minute. Sit quietly, hands on heads.
Okay.
And if you're not quiet until Auntie's finished, you go straight to bed with no supper. Right, you may begin.
Oh, what's your name, Sugar? Oh, she's gone. Cowardeth. Hello, folks.
Hello, darling audience, and welcome to a show that's stuffed with bits. And here's one of the bits of stuff himself, Paddly Can with the weather.
He's right, folks. And here it comes. And it's good. There will be bright or sunny periods almost everywhere today. Northern Scotland, however, few showers at first, but fiddle-dee-dee. Well, on the show today, we got millions of historic moments, classic bits, contests, story lady, and tons of oldies. It's party time! What a jolly record that is. I say that of every record, but we only play jolly records. 7 minutes after 11, that was Why by Carly Simon. Well, what a day it is today. It's Saturday, September the 11th, and it's James Thompson's birthday. Who is he, I hear you cry? Well, he was the man who 282 years ago wrote Rule Britannia. So there. D.H. Lawrence is 97 today, Herbert Lum is 65, and Dr. Fenley is 41. Alvar Liddell, ace announcer here at the Beeb, 86. Barry Sheen, 32. And Satisfaction by the Stones was number 1 17 years ago today. Feeling creaky and old? The magical sound of Brian Ferry and Take a Chance with Me. 11 minutes after 11 o'clock, quite grey here in London, but we're hoping that good things are going to happen to the weather. Because according to the official weather forecast, it's just going to be great. And now, a special feature on this station.
Now, a song is born.
Fred, what's on your mind? You've been acting strangely for days.
Sometimes I wonder why I spend a lonely night dreaming of a song.
What do you mean?
Well, the nightingale sings his fairy tale, and I am once again with you.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain that stardust memory, the melody of love's refrain.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Oh, let's get out of here.
Fred, say that again.
What's that?
What you just said?
I said, oh, let's get out of here.
Listen to this. Oh, let's get out of here. Let's go right through that open door.
There's a better world somewhere.
Let's not come back here anymore. Oh, let's get out of here. Let's go through that open door.
Now, back to the records.
King and Love Come Down. It's 16 minutes after 11. And here's a card from Leeds, from Bramhouse in Leeds. Graham Firth of 13 Wymore Drive. Dear Ken, the answer to the contest is Charlie Brown by the Coasters, and by golly, he's right. He gets the Pac-Man watch and loads of other stuff, all crammed into an envelope, and Graham, it should be on its way to you this very day. Lots of contests today. Have we got a prize today, oh producer of mine? What? Yeah, what is it?
Your book.
My book?
Yes.
Oh, God. Yes, my forthcoming autobiography, written on the back of a packet of fags, and they took it off and stuck it in between hardback cover things, and it's about £6, but you can have it for nothing, which is about what it's worth. But it's got pictures in it, and it's really fabulous, and we'd love to have you have a copy. So stand by. Contest number 1 in just a moment. It's called The Custard Stops at Hatfield, of course. Hey, guys, what is it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
What was your name again? Jeffrey Mullins, who's my producer here at the BBC, and he's 40 today, poor old thing.
Happy birthday to you.
So what we're doing in the studio is we're opening a bottle of... and we're going to get slowly canned, live on the air. This might be your opportunity, if you have your Grundig handy, to capture the closing moments of my career. But first, it's classic time. Wonderful, great stuff, stirring stuff from the new Hooked on Classics album, Hooked on Classics 2, and it's available now at your local record store. And now... Time for the Fascinating Fact File. Hi, Fascinating Fact collectors. Here's one, September the 10th, In 1846, that's yesterday, many years ago, trouble started for an American inventor, Elias Howe, of Spencer, Massachusetts. He patented the first ever lock-stitch sewing machine. Despite the fact he'd shown it could work more than 5 times better than the average person, manufacturers thought it would be unreliable and people thought it would throw them out of jobs. His machine was also attacked on moral grounds. The New Orleans Medical Society Journal even went so far as to suggest that seamstresses operating it should be given bromide. It would stop them, it said, getting excited by the rhythmic motion of the pedal. This is the laugh of Robin Ray. And it's his birthday on Friday. Happy birthday, darling. Oh, talk about hooked on classics. I'm hooked on champagne. Party, party. I think if you win today's prize, we'll pour a little into the envelope and send it off to your... Okay, it really is contest time now, folky wokies. And today's contest, the prize is my new autobiography. Even though I'm 37 and I haven't got to the good bit yet, there's a few great jokes in this book, like, did you hear that they've invented the world's first gay potato? You didn't know that? No. It's called the Queen Edward, and you don't have to peel it. All you do is you put them all in the pan together and they scratch each other's eyes out. Oh, God. Alvar Liddell's 86. Is he still with us? Oh, no. Never mind. I've got some memories of him a little later on in the show, but first, contestists. Get your pencil and papers ready, huh? Here comes a speeded-up oldie. What's it called? Talk about easy. Write it down and send it to us, and we'll send you this silly book. Okay, here's a record. We had loads of letters saying, where can we get it? You can get it in your local record shop. In fact, I can hear classical music on medium wave. No, it's gone. It's all in my mind. What's left of it? Okay, here comes a record that we had loads of requests for. It's a very silly disc. Won't get into the top 10, I shouldn't think, but it's good for a laugh. Two Dreadful Children by... Let's have a look. It's a very rare record, this. Cruella de Vil. So buy it. Make it a star. It's 11:30, and we'll be sending a gay potato to Colin Menny of Tyne and Weir. Sent me a very naughty card. I'll show it to you, folks. Wasn't that naughty? Okay, guys, it's Alvar Liddell time. It's his birthday this week, and he's not with us any longer. He's 86 years old. And he used to do all the announcements during the war, and he had a wonderful voice, and everybody associates him with great events, because he announced the end of the war, so everyone sort of likes him a lot because they sort of put the two together. Here he is doing an announcement during the happier days of the war, when we were winning.
Here is the Midnight News, and this is Alvar Liddell reading it. Up to 10 o'clock, 175 German aircraft had been destroyed in today's raids over this country. Today was the most costly for the German Air Force for nearly a month. In daylight raids, between 350 and 400 enemy aircraft were launched in 2 attacks against London and southeast England. About half of them were shot down. It was officially announced that by 10 o'clock tonight, 175 raiders were known to have destroyed
tomorrow. Just you wait and see.
Oh, you show 'em, V. They named V-Day after her, you know. In fact, a lot of people didn't like her during the war. The guys in khaki used to hate her when she came on the radio because she used to make them cry. But I like her. Hello, Vera, darling. She listens to radio too, you know. Every time I play her a record, she rings up and says, "What's your number, Ken? I'll come round." So I send a bath chair round, and this heap of wrinkles is delivered to Ravenscourt Road, and I pick it up and go and send her back.
And now, step inside a memory module.
Wasn't that great? What a lovely bunch. Caught us by surprise. I'm looking up in my book here for a fab bit for you, because it's Agatha Christie's birthday this week. She was born 92 years ago this week, on that'd be September 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? September 15. She was a very odd lady, Agatha. Apart from writing great stories that were quite mind-boggling, she disappeared. She was found a week later after she disappeared, all the way up in Harrogate. under an assumed name. She said she was a victim of amnesia, but I think she went for a troll. Naughty old woman. 1890 she was born. She's no longer with us, but she occasionally appears on television. What was her last thing on television? Tell thingy something. Welsh thing. Oh, why don't they ask Evans? Why don't they ask Evans? Good story, but you needed to have your wits about you. I mean, well, it's not the sort of thing you put on at night when everyone's a bit hick. You know what I mean? 20 minutes to 12. We've got a bit of space adventure coming up at 10 past with all the great jokes that you've loved since the beginning of time, which is exactly where they came from. And now, kiddies, it's time for the Story Lady.
Another visit with the Story Lady.
Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to hear the story I call The Happy Musician.
Ooh.
Once upon a time, there was a happy musician who set out with his flute to play for the king. On his way, he met a drummer boy who asked where he was going. I am going to play for the king, he said, and the drummer boy said that he would go too. They wandered, and soon they came upon a minstrel playing on his lute. When they told him that they were going to play for the king, he too joined their band. Their band continued to grow until soon there was almost 100 musicians. As they approached the city, they were stopped by a policeman who asked who they were and what they were doing. We are happy musicians, they said, and we have come to play for the king. And the policeman said, there is no king in Los Angeles County, and so they played for the city council instead, but it wasn't the same.
Thank you, Story Lady. Be listening next time, boys and girls, when the Story Lady will be here to tell us why some girls get raises in salary after almost every office party. Now, back to the records.
Vocal gymnastics there from Aretha Franklin and Jump to It. 15 minutes to 12 o'clock, still a grey day. The weatherman lied once again. We sent our raving reporter Jerry Cosgrove out into the streets of London town. And here's his report.
A fifth-floor walk-up apartment in the heart of the Skid Row district. A crying baby, some diapers, an old lamp, a clock radio, a few cigarette butts, a carton of milk,
Jerry.
a daddy long-legged spider, a gin bottle, a box of toothpicks, a lace doily,
Hey, Jerry.
a bowl of wax fruit, a carton of orange pop, some black ants, an ancient glass chandelier,
Hey, come on, Jerry, interview someone.
a Betsy Wetsy doll, a faded photograph.
Hey, engineer, cut this clown off. And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Hey, kids, this is your old friend Fozzie Bear reminding you that it's nearly contest time.
Hi, contestists. This is contest number 2, but you don't have to use your brain for this one because there's no prize. The prize was the last contest. Send your entries to me here now. This is just between you and I. 3 records, they all have something in common. What is that?
Fall in love, fall in love, fall in love with you. When the girl in your arms is the girl in your heart, many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game.
Isn't he fabulous? No, it's not all they were all Cliff Richard. It's they have something in common. They have something in common. What is that? Have a little think, but don't strain too hard because there's no prize. This is Radio 2, the station that makes your brain go. And it's film time. There is a film coming to your local eyeballs around about December, and it's called E.T. Oh, it's fab. It's the best film I've ever seen in my entire life, and I only wish I'd taken a box of Kleenex, because that's as much as it takes to soak up the tears that you'll be splurging by the end of the movie. It's the biggest splosh I've ever come across. It's all joy and tears and divine, darling. And here's the theme from it. Look forward to it because it's the greatest thing you'll ever have seen. The thing's pretty good too, but in a different sort of way. E.T., remember and view. You will die of deliciousness when you see E.T. coming soon to a theater near your Aunt Ethel. Take a box of Kleenex, though. Oh, it's a tearjerker. Done by Steven Spielberg, who also did Close Encounters of the Third Kind and other great movies. It's 10 minutes to 12. We'll be taking you around the world to see what people are doing in 10 minutes when the news hits the wireless waves. Well, did you get our contest?
Yeah!
So did I. It was this.
Fall in love,
Fall in love.
fall in love.
Fall in love with you. When the girl in your arms.
Is the girl in your heart.
And
Many a tear has to fall.
'cause it's all in the game. Get it? Fab. We'll have another silly contest in just a mo.
And now another monster.
Hasn't he got a lovely voice? That's Errol Chocolate and his latest waxing. 6 minutes to 12, this is Radio 2 in
Stereo.
And now, ladies and gentlephones.
Now let's have the bit at last. Something from the distant past.
Yes, folks, it's Handel Day here on Radio 2. So grab this bit. It's a very quiet tune. In fact, it's probably the quietest classical tune that's ever been written. And the shortest as well. What a nice twiddly bit. That was Handel and the twiddly bit. The question is, was Handel a crank? God, I hope I can keep up this high level of dramatic humor. It's 4 minutes to 12. Here's a track of the new album by Yazoo. There's a gramophone record worthy of banging in your collection. Why not buy it today? It's called Upstairs at Eric's and it's by Yazoo. Almost news time, it's 1 minute to 12. Just got a little time to play something for doggy lovers everywhere. That's Doggy Disco, Wonder Dog and Rough Mix. But no, 10 seconds to 12. And why not?
Why not plug yourself in? To the all-electric and the Everett show. It's really wonderful.
Certainly is. Here comes the weather, dry and bright with sunny periods today, almost everywhere. Northern Scotland will have a few showers at first, but never mind. Hey, golly, look at the clock. It's 12 o'clock.
On your radio again comes the strains of Cuddly Ken.
Hi, folks. Okay, contest time now before we spin into the next record. What's this the beginning of? That's the beat and... Janet. 9 minutes after 12 o'clock now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to our contest, the last one we gave you, was quite easy, Poos. It was Chicago and... one of their old hits. And one of the guys that was in Chicago, it's his birthday today, or would have been, he left us. He's 38, he would have been this coming Monday, Pete Satterar. Wrong one. Oh, he's still alive, is he? Oh, I must rehearse. What I'm sure of is that this coming up serial is probably the greatest serial in the known world. What do you say, Ringo?
Yes, that's possibly true.
The greatest story in the universe.
Kremen of the Star Corps.
Today's odor-eating episode comes to you from the Atlantis City Lost Property Office in the lost city of Atlantis and stars Kim Dancing, Saul Yours, and Lancelot of Boyles.
Here's Kremen.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, and hi, kids. You remember last time it was really getting hairy. There was only one thing to do. We shaved it and shoved it back in. Meanwhile, in a cell on Thargoidia...
Oh, Captain.
Carla.
Oh, I love...
Carla and I made mad, passionate love. You know, some women smoke a cigarette before making love, and some women smoke after making love. Carla was the only woman I knew who smoked during...
Oh, sorry, Captain.
For Pete's sake, be careful with that cigar.
Captain.
What?
Are we gonna go into another romantic bit here?
I guess so.
Okay, I'll go put some romantic bit music on.
Oh, fine. You know, Carla, I'm sorry to have dragged you into all this mess, my little cosmic Cupid. I blame myself.
Oh, no, Captain, don't. It's not your fault. It's the scriptwriter.
But I always seem to drag you into impossible scrapes.
Oh, Captain, I'm no stranger to tragedy.
No?
Worse things than this have happened to me.
Really?
Yeah. Remember when my first husband died?
Oh, no, I didn't know he was dead.
Yeah. It was just before a meal. He went out into the garden to get a cabbage and just dropped dead.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was terrible.
What did you do?
I had to open a tin of peas.
Meanwhile, upstairs in Gort's palace, plans were being drawn up for the destruction of the universe, just so Gort could collect on the insurance.
And when our first wing of mega bombers start the destruction, I want you to pay special attention to planet Earth. Which one is that, Your Majesty? It's the one that looks just like a satellite weather picture.
Back in the cell... You know, Captain, what? These cell bars are extremely tough. I know, I've tried them. It's a shame James Garner isn't here. Why James Garner? Well, he'd cut through the bars with one of his Rockford files. Meanwhile, over in the corner of the cell, Carla was dusting her debris, ready for the execution. Now, don't worry, my space nymph. I'll get us out of this somehow.
You will?
Well, of course. Courage and daring run right through my family tree. My great-grandfather, at the age of 79, streaked naked through the Chelsea Flower Show.
Did he get arrested?
No, he won first prize for the best dried arrangement.
What will happen next? Tune in on Monday and find out in Crammon of the Star Corps.
Isn't that fabulous? Light of the World and American Remix. Hello, Paul of Burgledon, etc. Do you know today is the birthday of Francis Scott Key? He's a composer. He composed the Star Spangled Banner in 1814 this very week, so congratulations to him. Good tune, isn't it? Makes you want to march off to war somewhere. Anywhere. It's also the anniversary of the U.S. Constitution being signed. You know that We Hear thing. I haven't read it. I haven't read the Bible either. I've got such a lot of reading to do. 1787, that was signed, and here's a hysterical recording of that very occasion.
We first hear young Thomas Jefferson as he ascends to the rostrum.
Okay, shut up. Shut up. Look, I wrote this document last night, and it says basically that the King of England is a yo-yo and we won out. So let's all sign it. What do you say?
And now, step inside a memory module.
25 or 6 to 4.
What? I'll stop leaving tapes in the back of the car. It's 29 minutes 12 past. Ting. Champagne's really getting hold of me, folks.
You're drunk.
Still, it's legal. Damn it. Right, here we go. It's time to put your brain back to sleep, folks.
And now it's classic time.
Today is Berlioz's birthday. Berlioz? It's not Berlioz. I keep... It's something to do with Berlioz. It's his death day. It's the anniversary of when he caught flu. Anniversary of when he first went insane. Oh, the anniversary of when he met this chick, Mrs. Berlioz. Yes, he fell in love with a woman called Harriet Smithson. That's right. And they fell in love. After 2 years, they got married, and etc. And he decided to write a thing for her. And this is the thing he wrote. That's sweet. Wish somebody'd write something like that about me. Movie time now. Yes, the first movie is a dead silly one. It's called Turned Out Nice Again. BBC 2, 3:10 this afternoon. George Formby's toothy grin and homely humour splat against your TV screen at 3:10 this afternoon on Beeb 2. And then Hitchcock with Stage Fright. For once, Hitchcock puts stars before suspense in this limp tale of a drama student, Jane Wyman, who turns detective to save her boyfriend, Richard Todd, from being framed for murder by a musical comedy queen. Oh, played by Marlene Dietrich. 11:45, that. BBC Two, your almost midnight movie. And then on ITV, the Eagle has landed. Yes, Sieg Heil, folks. Oh, shut up, you publicity-seeking megalomaniac. Laughs jostle with thrills in this boisterous adaptation of Jack Higgins' bestseller. Even if the German attempt to kidnap Churchill takes some swallowing, Michael Caine is the Nazi Take a little rest, Ken. Nazi parachutist. Oh, God. Assigned to this plum task. Donald Sutherland also stars, with Robert Duvall and Larry J.R. Hagman. That sounds actually good. I've seen it a couple of years ago. I seem to remember it was a jolly jape. So that's the Eagle has landed on the other side at 7 o'clock tonight. That's your movies right here on English television.
It's a tug of war.
That's the new single from Paul. Bit of classified information there. Dear Kenny Poos, says Catherine and Helen, please play a request from our mum and dad, Jack and Stella Worry of 31 Gwallan Road, St Austell, Cornwall. Is it Saturday, 11th of September? It is. Hello, darlings. They'll be celebrating their silver wedding, La Wedding Silver. My producer's celebrating his 40th year on this planet today, so happy birthday, Jeffrey. Say hello to the audience.
Hello, audience.
There you go, now get out. Okay, it's time now to join our raving reporter, Jerry Cosgrove, as we give him another chance.
Hi, this is Jerry Cosgrove, about to ask passers-by today's question, which is, what do you think of the present trends in women's fashion? Here comes a likely-looking gentleman. Sir, may I have your name, please?
Stick 'em up.
Huh?
Give me your watch.
But I
and your wallet.
And
I'll take that wire you're carrying there.
Okay, remember for him.
Is that it? Yeah. That's Kate Bush and her latest LP, which also contains her strange single. 25 minutes to 1 o'clock. And now, it's Little Heard Recordings time. We here have a recording right here in our hand of Maggie Thatcher saying strange things.
We've got both those down, whacked it on. But big. Nothing is more ironic than to hear those who whacked it on now pleading that it's taken off.
And not only that.
Can I pull it?
Beg your pardon?
Can I pull it? Will it upset all your camera angles if I pull it?
Okay. Okay, it's birthday time. Bill Simpson's celebrating today. He's Dr. Finlay. Dr. Finlay's Kiss Book. He's born in 1931, and he made a record. Oh. If you're listening, Bill, why did you do it? Why, Bill? Okay, listeners, sick bags at the ready.
I love you. I love you.
If you hate this, folks, ring me and I'll take it off. Ring! Thank you. Oh, God bless you, audience. What are we going to do next? Oh, yes, contest time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to embark on another fantastically fabulous contest.
Yes, folks. It's backward contest time. If you've got a brain that points backwards like what I have, this will come easy to you. A famous Cliff song. What is it? Fairly easy, that one. Pat on the back if you get that right. Give you the answer to that in just a moment. That was cute, wasn't it? Saddle Up by somebody or other. 19 minutes to 1 o'clock and contest answer time.
You are my theme for a dream. Yes, you are a rare and lovely theme.
Well, did you get that right?
Yes!
Wonderful. 90 minutes to 1 o'clock and anniversary time, because it's in 1878 the day that Cleopatra's Needle was erected on the Thames embankment. And here's a historic recording of that very occasion.
You're in free
Take two. Despite its name, the famous obelisk was standing in Egypt when Moses was found in the bulrushes, and was there a good 500 years before the great Queen was born. Inside the pedestal were put some important reminders of the British Empire, including Bradshaw's Railway Guide, Whitaker's Almanac, a 2-foot rule, a dozen pin-ups of Victorian ladies in 1878, this very day. So if you're passing Cleopatra's Needle on the embankment of the River Thames, sing happy birthday to it, darlings. Would you do that for me?
And I am telling you.
Stunning! What a wonderful record. Beautifully done. And it's from Dreamgirls, a show that's on in Broadway, so you've got a long way to troll. And apparently they're saying it's the greatest thing that's ever hit the stage since the beginning of time. And now...
Hello, darling audience. Did you know that today is the anniversary of the guy who wrote Rule Britannia?
It's true. What? All face east now. On your knees and sing. Gets you right there, doesn't it? Here comes the weather. It'll be dry with bright or sunny periods almost everywhere. But northern Scotland, tough. You'll have a few showers at first. Should be over now, though.
That was the weather for men.
And now it's the last contest time. We're going to play your well-known tune, but there's something wrong with it. What is it? Well, did you guess what was wrong with that? Yes, you're right. The orchestra was paused. Well, there's only 10 minutes to go, and we'll be disappearing into the sunlight. Until then, here's my national anthem. It's 5-1. With any luck, you'll be strutting your stuff to that one tonight, hey, guys? Golly, look at the clock. It's time. Time for the fascinating fact file. And did you know that today, in 1927, Peter Columbo... Shut up! Peter Falk was born. You know Peter Falk. He used to play Columbo, the shambling detective person. He was born in New York this very day. He's become one of the highest paid actors on television. You know, paid loads and loads of money for each appearance. And in his early days, he had 2 other claims to fame. One was his glass eyeball, the result of a tumour when he was 3, and the other was his skill at baseball. During one particularly important match, the umpire gave a very doubtful decision against him. So he pulled out his eye and said, "Sir, you need this more than I do." Dire straits now. It's going to be the next number 1, folks. So you'll probably hear lots of that, so we'll leave it to the others to play. They play it better anyway. Well, it's my producer's 40th birthday this very day. The Big O. Hello, Jeffrey, darling. Hello, Jeffrey, darling. Yeah. He made a record many years ago.
Oh.
Bloody awful it is. didn't get one play on any radio station anywhere. So let's give it a spin. He's the lead voice.
Take out the pepper and the trash.
Don't talk back.
My technician just said through the headphones, "Is that the original one, then?" Putz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been attending a ritual postnatal ceremony acknowledging the inescapable monitoring of time's swift but cruel passage. I'd like to wish a happy, positive manifestation now of that kind of interplay which bespeaks a very real awareness of the most blatant vociferosities to those born on this day. What?
Don't you give me no dirty looks.
Enough is enough.
Thank you very much indeed. It is too. If you're listening on VHF, it's time to join Radio 1 for the afternoon, beginning with Adrian Just. Radio 2 continues on medium wave, 693 and 909 kilohertz, and the 1 o'clock news is followed by comedy in Oh Mother.